This is going to be different than anything I've ever posted before. I've had an eating disorder for more than 50 years of my life, more than half a century. And I didn't know it right away. I didn't know I had one, but it just progressively got worse and worse. And I don't know where this came from. I don't know what void I was trying to fill, but I remember from the time I was like 8 years old that I had this, I couldn't stop eating. Even when I was really full, I couldn't stop eating. And I didn't get fat when I was younger because I was so active that I just burned it all off. But as time goes on and on, you start having problems, joint pain and other types of things, other types of health problems. I remember going to a doctor, pulmonologist, and my pulmonary lung function was 25%. They gave me a test that was 25%. Okay, take all these medications. There's prednisone. All these inhalers and he goes, it's too dangerous. You can't walk around like this. It's too dangerous. You come back in 4 or 5 days, whatever, and just do this very strictly. Take all these things, and you'll at least be like 50-60%. You'll be better, and I'll feel safe. I'll feel that you're safe. I come back after doing everything he told me to do, and it's 25%. It's still the same. Nothing changed. Nothing. Not anything. And I said to him, look, you know what? I said, I think it's food. I don't know. I remember eating one time and I'm like, God, I can't breathe. I think it might be food. So he gave me an extensive food allergy test. Nothing. I'm allergic to nothing. It's nothing. And I was afraid to tell him because this is what addicts are like. I didn't want to say. I didn't want to tell him what I thought it was or what I knew it was. I wanted to say, no, you don't understand. For lunch, you might have a cheeseburger and fries. For lunch, I might have 7 double cheeseburgers and fries and dessert and more. I couldn't do it. I was afraid and I couldn't tell him. I knew what I had to do, but I didn't know how to do it. The body takes over the mind and just, you want to stop. Your mind wants to stop, but your body won't let you. That's what addiction is. An addiction is when the body takes over the mind and tells you what to do. So in 2002, it progressively got worse and worse. September of 2002, I'm living alone, and one night I couldn't stop. I thought I was going to die that night. I was ordering Uber Eats, running to the bathroom, throwing up, coming back, ordering more, my hands shaking, and my thumb on the app, I don't want to do it, tears running down my face. I'm trying to stop, but I can't stop. And I'm thinking, oh God, I'm gonna die tonight. That's what I'm thinking. If I can't, I don't know how close I was, probably not that close, but if I couldn't stop that cycle, if it didn't stop, at some point I was gonna be dead. And I knew, the gradual progression, just getting worse and worse all the time. Getting that, when I say worse and worse, I mean more out of control, as the years went on. And this was like the ultimate out of control for me. And I knew it doesn't take a rocket science to figure out what's next. It doesn't take a rocket science to figure out that a tombstone, or it won't be a tombstone, it'd be nothing, but I'd be under the ground. That's what it would be. And this is really, really important, I think, because we look at certain things in our lives and we say, oh God, I can't believe I did that, or I can't believe that happened to me. It's the worst thing that could ever happen. Let me tell you something. Sometimes the worst thing that could ever happen to you is actually the best, only you can't see it from there. See, this eating disorder like, oh, I don't want to blame this on everything, but, and it's not blaming it on everything, but it has destroyed so many things in my life for me. And if things worked out perfectly for me, or maybe not perfectly, but a lot of things went really well, let me tell you something. I wouldn't be alive today, because I wouldn't go through, there's no way I would go through what I had to go through in order to save myself. I wouldn't do it. It's too painful. It's too hard. It's too difficult. I mean, when I was going through all this, I was saying to myself, I know I can't stop. And I was running back to the bathroom, throwing up, and then coming back and eating and ordering more food. And I'm thinking to myself, this right now, this is the moment I'm supposed to pick up the phone and call somebody. I know that I am, but I'm afraid to. I'm telling you why I was afraid to. What are they going to do? What's somebody going to do? They're going to put me away someplace? I didn't want to be put away someplace, but I didn't want to die. I was like, I have to figure this out myself. Well, thankfully that night, at some point, I did stop running to the bathroom, but I didn't completely stop what I was running to the bathroom to do. So I fell asleep and I woke up in a mess, but I was alive. And I was like, oh my God, I have another shot. I was like, I cannot believe how patient God is being with me. I can't believe he's not given up on me. I can't believe it's 50 years of daily struggle, trying every day, struggling through this. Every day of my life, like, who am I going to be? And I was so good at hiding it. I was so good at hiding the struggle. Nobody knew. Nobody knew anything. And I was all alone in September of 2022 when this was happening. There was nobody there. It was just me, by myself. And I thought to myself, if I don't figure this out now, when I woke up with puke all over me, if I don't figure this out now, I'm gonna die. And I can't go out this way. I can't. My kids believe I'm a loser, and I cannot go out with my kids believing I'm a loser. That was the greatest motivation for me. That was it. I cannot die with my kids believing I'm a loser. At one point in my life, they kind of look up to me, but then after a while, they saw, who I really was. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't go out that way. So I thought to myself, all right, well, when I used to do these juice cleanses, I would do 60-day juice cleanses, and I would fail 100 times on the first day, 100 times in a row. But when I would get to day 21, something happened, something changed. I don't know what it is. I know that people say that 21 days, 21 days forms a habit. But this is really powerful. Like, how can I go from totally out of control to 21 days I'm totally free? I didn't understand it. When I would get to day 21, there was no more struggle, no more battle. And I needed that. I needed that relief. I was craving that relief, so I just kept doing juice cleanses until I would get to day 21. And when I got there, this time around, I thought, I have to use, because I would do 60 days, I have to use those 39 days after that, and sometimes it would be 40 or a little bit longer, because I would start eating, and not initially when I start eating it, the battle doesn't come back right away, but it comes back soon thereafter. I have to use whatever time I have, whether it's 39 days or 40 or 50, whatever it is. I have to use that time every day to try and figure this out. So I would go for these long walks, put on my headphones, and I would listen to audiobooks. Anything that I could to try and help me. What I needed was I needed to figure out how to save my life, because I knew if I didn't get this right, I'm dead. I'm dead, and I'm going to die a loser in my kids' eyes. And I haven't completely fixed that yet, but I figured it out. I figured it out in listening to audiobooks about self-image. I built a self-image so strong I built a totally new identity so strongly that the past me is not part of it. The hurt and the pain and the failures and all the anxiety and fear and of all those things that in my past didn't come with me. They're not in the new personality. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. But it took so much pain to get to that place that I knew that if I didn't have all these failures before, that I wouldn't have been able to do it. There's no way. I wouldn't have gone through it. But I came out the other side as a totally new person. I was 270 pounds, maybe over that at one point. It would take me 30 minutes to put my socks on. I was struggling to breathe just in a relaxed state, like laying in a recliner or in bed or just sitting down. I was struggling to breathe. Can barely walk. So my joints were hurting and I was out of breath. And I'm 155 pounds, and I was 270 back then, and I feel amazing. And I'll never go back. There's no way I'm ever going back because I love this identity too much. There's no way I'll ever go back. I would have to recreate the old painful one in order to do that. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And I knew in talking to my doctor, and he was like, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with you. And I thought to myself, like, I know what to do. I know what I need to do, but I didn't know how to do it. I needed to get to that place where I was afraid I was going to die. I needed to get to that place that took me close enough to death where I would be scared enough to create a whole new person, to create a whole new personality. And I'm telling you, I know there are people out there that are addicted to, and that people will say, yeah, but food is different. Like, I know, you're addicted to food. Everybody's addicted to food. No, not everybody's addicted in this way, where you can't stop and you just keep eating until you can, and while you're continuing to throw up, you're still eating. Oh God, no, not everybody is. Everyone who is addicted, I know everyone tells everyone, look, you can't do it by yourself. But you see, I thought to myself, God, I don't want to have to rely on somebody else. That's to me, that's like I'm still in jail, and I'm not saying that's bad to rely on someone else. Everyone's got to do what's right for them. This was right for me. I'm not saying not to call somebody. I'm not telling you not to call somebody. Reach out to me if you want to reach out to me, because I can show you how to create a new identity. I know how to do it. And it's not easy. It's not easy, but once you get to that other side, you're totally free. You'll never go back. You'll never go back. And there's none of this need or feeling like that. You know how people say I'm like this many days clean, or it used to be like, wow, I didn't eat junk food for X amount of days, and I don't have even a thought of that because that person's not me anymore. So I don't relate to that. Like, I never had an addiction. Not this person never had an addiction. The old me did, but this person never did. So I don't even look at it that way. It's a totally different way of looking at it. Yes, you can do it by yourself. I know. I had to get to a place where my life depended on it. And I knew that it did. And it was a struggle. But now I feel like totally free. And I know this is a different video than the ones I've been posting. Completely different. But I love life now. And I'm really excited about what I have coming. And as you know, those of you who have been following me, I'm working on doing a TEDx Talk. And those of you who don't know me very well might think that, this isn't going to happen. But only those who know me really well right now, today, they know that it is happening. And they know that nothing's going to stop it. And like I know, what a great feeling that is. Thank you.